Hey everybody, how you guys doing? I hope you're all doing okay. Welcome back to Siralim Ultimate, where we have a Nether Boss to take down. Nether Boss Zenpang. Before we jump in, let's take a look at what we're going to be dealing with by looking up Zenpang. Where are you? Oh, it lists the Nether bosses in the order you fight them, and not alphabetical order. That's pretty neat, actually. So, Zenpang is gonna have these 3 traits, or like, he's gonna have the tier 3 trait, which is the strongest version of the traits. And what does the tier 3 version of Slice and Dice mean for us? It means at the start and end of each enemy's turn, meaning all of our turns, he will attack 3 times. He deals 25% more damage for each time it's attacked in the current battles. Okay, so we need to take this guy down. We need to take this guy down quickly. I wonder if we can scorn him to stop him from attacking. In theory, it sounds like it should work. In practice, I'm sure it's gonna be very dangerous. Like, should we... What spells do we have? I think Misery scorns, if I'm remembering correctly. Misery, the death spell. It inflicts the target with a bunch of debuffs, including Scorned. Now, it's generous, which means the rest of our party members will also have an ethereal copy of that spell. So we do have, in theory, a way to scorn our Nether Boss Zenpang. And beyond that... Ooh, Gambler's Hive. No, not Gambler's Hive, Damarel. Alright. Let's start off with making a donation to Alexandria. I love the music in this realm, it's so good. The God of Falsity. Like, I always thought Alexandria was like a woman's name, but maybe I'm wrong about that. Yeah, oh yeah, okay. This is gonna be a bad time for us, because enemies have extra traits. I don't foresee us doing well. Nevertheless, we can just try our best, see what happens. Enemies have extra traits, and of course, because we have less speed, they're gonna be almost always going ahead of us. Even if we are gonna crash and burn, let's just do our best, you know? That's all we can do, is our best. Okay... Are we just permanently scorned? Or is this a consequence of one of the traits from the enemies? This is a very rough situation that we're in. Nevertheless, we've managed to get a turn. What are we gonna do with this turn? Let's just attack somebody, I don't know. You, I guess? Fortunately, our Vivifier has come back, or Unicorn, who... I was gonna say who should be able to stop their resurrections, but something has killed them. But then something killed the enemy, and I don't even know what's going on anymore in this game. Not that I ever knew to begin with, but I'm at even more of a loss than usual. Okay, here is our Nether Boss. Ooh, here's a Pandemonium Shrine, but nothing happens. Well, we completed a prophecy task for doing that, so I guess it wasn't a total waste, but still, I would have rather that something rather than nothing happened when we interacted with that shrine. Alright, let's see. Rapid Dementia, because it's a spell that we're casting on ourselves and not an offensive action we're doing against an enemy, should not be affected by confusion. However, you are also silenced. So all you can do is just defend, which is very disappointing. Alright, let's try and take you down. Well, I guess I can't. Do they have... They do have end of turn provoke, which is why we are not able to attack the targets that we've been trying to attack. Alright. And oh yeah, and this realm is entirely inhabited by that race. Which is why we're finding them over and over again. Yet another collection of those. At least battles are going to be pretty consistent. Same group of enemies fused with the same group of enemies. Ooh. It's rough though. It's definitely dicey. Let's just attack some enemy, hoping to get a good hit in. And hoping that we can start off some sort of chain reaction that kills the enemies in the end. Man, this Nether Boss fight is going to be tough. I believe also we'll have a master to fight in this realm. What are you doing? Stop that. Just die, okay. 3 more enemies, including this undying group. We've also not found any buffs or debuffs, which is making life very difficult. Confused. Well, and now you're dead. Now my Rift Dancer is dead. I am not happy about that. Okay, somehow our animators survived. Once again, let's land a big hit. And then hope that this culminates in us winning. Have to wait on this to see... Okay, yeah. Well, a few of them tried coming back a few times. But ultimately we put a stop to it. 2 more enemies. Man, where are all my buffs and debuffs? Okay, there's that. It's another enemy. Man, let's hold off on fighting that enemy for a second. Hey, look at that. Trait, Netherstone, and something on defend. Spectral Crash, I think, is a good question mark damage dealing spell. Let's confirm that. Yeah. Spectral Crash was a sorcery spell. I mean, the spells are color-coded. Savage... Alright. That's an interesting little... Like, we don't have any synergies based around Savage specifically. But it's a buff that you will often get if you're just, you know, collecting buffs from your realms. Oh, and the most important thing we didn't even look up, which is, what is Black Fog? After this creature afflicts a debuff, it deals damage to the enemy equal to 15%. Seems a bit not really what our build is. Like, it doesn't really fit into our build that well. Oh, what's going on? Something bad happened to these guys, and I don't even know what. Somehow they're all dead. Well, most of them. You can just defend, I guess. Now you can finish the job. Okay. Okay. One more enemy remains. And where are all my buffs? This is going to be our master, I can tell. Okay, there's finally one buff that we're getting after literally going through all the enemies on the map. Alright. Somehow our Rift Dancer looks like she's gonna survive. So we'll just try and do this. Big hit. Is this gonna be another one-punch situation? Looks like most of them are gonna die. One of them might survive because I don't think they were all killed by the after effects of that one punch. But we'll see. Yep. Yeah, one of them lived. That's okay, you're dead now. Here we go, we're proficient. Enemy... Oh, we're proficient and agile. And we get some more treasure. And I'm looking for more... Are there... Oh yeah, there's a whole little section that we haven't gone to yet. There should be 3 of those gears. And so far, yeah, we've only found one. We've been increasing our attack quite a bit by collecting that scrap. Yeah, another 10% attack. Yeah, we're gonna have to get more buffs from these clocks, I think. So what I'll do is, let's talk to you. Soul Reaper, probably death, but let me confirm that. Yes, of course, it was death. Alright, let's get 3 more buffs, I think. Because I'd rather beat the master and maybe have a good chance at beating the boss, as opposed to getting a bit of favor. So, aid me against the foes, is what we need to say. Mending, not the best. What would we want? Well, invisible would be nice. I'm forgetting the other buffs. Rebirth, yeah, that's definitely a good one to have. Shelled is another good one. Okay. What I'm gonna do is, before we fight the master, I'm gonna do these mini boss combats. These ones are gonna have different enemies in them, because the restriction about the enemies only being inhabited by one race doesn't apply to these little one-off combat rooms. Ooh, and another very lethal punch has taken them out, and hopefully we can now shut down their resurrections. And then corpse explosions to finish them off. Some of them tried coming back yet again, but we weren't having it. Ooh, nice amount of loot as well. And where? There. In any realm where you have these little rooms, these little mini-boss rooms, there are generally going to be 2 of them. Confused, that is not good. Oh, I'm lucky that you attacked the correct target. Oh boy, but my... yep. How did you... Okay, so this makes no sense. You miscast Corpse Explosion, but the corpses were all on the enemy's side. None of our guys were dead. So even if you miscast Corpse Explosion, shouldn't it still only be hitting the enemy? It's my... Like, I know the way the game handles it is that it just flips it and reverses the damage, but if you think of it logically, even if you're confused, if you're casting Corpse Explosion on a side where none of the people are dead, what should happen is that none of them get damaged. You can't have an explosion happen on one side, right? And then people standing completely somewhere else taking the damage from that explosion, and the enemies who are where the bodies actually are, and the bodies are exploding, they're somehow avoiding that damage, and people, anyway, like I'm not gonna belabor the point, but it's just a little bit silly. And because you're confused, I'm just gonna cast Antidote. And yeah, let's cast Antidote again. And maybe just punch our way out. Okay. Nothing there. Nothing there. Okay. I guess, you know what, I'll even do these. Get a bit of favor with Alexandria before running into some potentially run-ending combat situations. What stopped your spell? What stopped my Rift Dancer spell? I need to know what happened here. Spell blocked by Simulacrum. What the fuck is Simulacrum? What? What? Is it one? It's one of their temporary traits. Okay, 35% chance of negating a spell. It's really annoying. It's really annoying. Isn't even one of their regular traits. It's just one of the extra 4 traits that they're getting. The fact that we've gotten this far with enemies having 4 extra traits, honestly, pretty impressive. Honestly, quite impressive. And getting some of those achievements for doing just, I guess in this case, debuffing enemies a whole lot. Alright. this time you weren't able to stop our spell. So this time this should be a one-punch situation. Speaking of which, I finally started watching One Punch Man. I've watched both seasons. I binged them in like under a week. Great show. And I do feel like I've kind of unknowingly modeled my animatus on, you know, Saitama, you know, the titular One Punch Man. Although he's not called that in the series. It's pretty interesting. It's you should watch that if you haven't. Alright, let's probably lose to the Clockwork Master. Oh, you're silenced. That's really aggravating. And my animatus is scorned. What does scorned mean when you're resistant? You can still attack, but you're gonna deal less damage. Well, if that's the case, how about you do Rabid Dementia on yourself? That was probably a bad idea. What should I have done instead? I should have probably just cast Reincarnation on the Dreadwhite. Hopefully nothing terrible happens in these next two enemy turns, and then our Vivifier can maybe... Why are you silenced? What is going on? Oh... Centaur Duelist, okay. Duelist, please. You can do that. Okay, now I think we're getting somewhere. Well, it seemed like we were getting somewhere, and then suddenly we weren't. What are we gonna do? How about... You're silenced, okay. Well, how about, I don't know, just attack? That was stupid. A Rift Dancer should lose the silenced debuff at the start of our turn. Yes, okay. Now, let's hopefully end this with a good, solid punch. I think we've got this. They're gonna try and come back, but we're gonna be able to veto some of their resurrections. Okay, that's a little annoying. Not going to lie, but I think we're fine. Let's just punch you. There we go. Alright. Only one thing left to do, I believe, and that is to fight the... There is one more clock. Have we... 1, 2, 3... We are filled up on buffs. We're not going to get any more buffs. However, we should do this. Get a bit of a favor with the god. Yeah, no reason to not just do this. Solid hit. think we're fine. I think we're fine. The enemies have also lost their minions. There we go. No, we're 5 off. If we beat the Nether Boss, then we're gonna be getting this favor rank. But that's a very big if. Nothing at all in this realm, eh? Nothing at all. Nothing at all. Okay. Whew, okay. Let's do this. What do you have to say? Ah, hello there. I was once the stable master for your kingdom. Hey, good to see you again. Until your power-hungry ancestors transform me into a creature to wage war. I mean, listen, everybody makes mistakes. You know, you gotta forgive and forget. You know, your family's a stain upon this planet. It's time to end your bloodline once and for all. Hey, man, that's just harsh. Now, immediately, you're blind. You're confused. Not a good start to this combat. Confused means, well, I think we have to start with antidote. That's kind of given. What? Why are you... Ailment? What? Yeah, it's one of his temporary buffs that is confusing my animators. This is fucking annoying. I'm gonna have to do this again. Yeah. 4 extra traits is an absolute bunch of absolute garbage. Bunch of unmitigated garbage. No need to cast arbitration yet. Just honestly try and cast misery. We need to try and cast misery on this guy. What have you done? Ugh. Okay, Ebony Ant. Just cast Archangel's Blessing, I guess. Okay, you can finally cast Misery. Finally. Are you serious? Fucking end of turn provoke. Yeah, see, the confusion is... like, on top of everything else we've got to deal with this garbage boss, he's got an extra trait that he shouldn't even have that's making him confuse us with his attacks, and we cannot even... we cannot even target him with our... provoke? I guess just provoke? We cannot even target him with our spells. Hopefully the provoke means the attacks that this guy's taking every turn are gonna be targeted at the Dread White and not our other creatures. Oh, our Animatus is finally... okay, this is kind of working. This is kind of working. Alright. So let's attack you, I guess. Yeah, so our Dread White is gonna have to provoke every turn now. But the good news is this is kind of giving us a pathway into this fight. Rabbit Dementia, you're gonna have to make something happen. One of them is down. Our Animatus is also down. Our Dread White is also down. But maybe we can make this count. Now is the time to cast Arbitration. Steal your debuff, your buff. Okay, alright, now is the time with you while our Animatus is still not confused to do this. Alright. Once again, a little bit glitchy. It seemed that our Centaur did most of his damage while he was dead. I'm not gonna complain. I'm not gonna complain. And this Joker has gotten Rebirth. Alright, Ebony, and what you need to do is cast Arbitration. Yeah. Spell Gem sealed after casting. Okay, that really sucks. Archangel's Blessing is also sealed. Our Dread... I'm not gonna reincarnate the Dread Knight. Like, we need to have him take his turn. How about Rabbit Dementia, maybe? Another enemy down. Why? Why are other random enemies resurrecting? I thought we'd taken care of that guy. Good. Alright, now what do we do in this situation? Well, see, I think now is a good time to arbitrate. Okay, what's gonna happen now? Hopefully, corpse explosions. Why are other random enemies coming back? And why is he constantly getting rebirth? What is giving him rebirth? His artifact? What the fuck kind of artifact do you... 19% chance to get rebirth on... that feels like it's triggering a lot more often. Your arbitration is gone. So how about you just cast, I don't know, Misery? Rift Dancer, Rabbit Dementia is sealed. I don't know. Germinate? Yeah, just die. And he's gonna come back again. This time I think he's gone for good. Okay. Okay, wow. Somehow we've won. Pretty happy about that. I'll be honest, I was not expecting to be able to defeat a Nether God on Realm Instability 5 with enemies getting 4 extra traits. Those extra traits nearly screwed us badly. They certainly caused the battle to go very long. But in the end, we kept our cool and just played to our strengths, which was we buffed ourselves up strong enough that the enemies were not able to damage us that easily, and then we took the enemies down one by one, even with rebirth, even with the extra resurrection from the realm. Eventually, if you just keep killing them, they will stay down essentially on a permanent basis, and that's what we did. The boss was the last one to fall because of him just constantly getting rebirth, although that kind of worked against them because we were able to steal rebirth from him using arbitration and give it to all our people. So yeah, it was a good fight. But it's very luck based when enemies have 4 extra traits. Sometimes it can just make it can make it into an unwinnable battle, and then there's nothing you could have done because there's no way you could have known that those exact traits would show up. But in this case, we did it, and I'm pretty happy about that. So you know what? Before we end off this episode, we've got a False God fight at Realm Death 457, which means we're gonna have one regular realm to do, and then one False God fight. So for that regular realm, let's roll ourselves a nice bonus. I'm not taking extra traits. You'd have to have a lot more than 319 to tempt me to go into a battle with extra traits. This could be good, 327. I'd prefer it to be above 350, but that would take a lot of rolling, a lot of resources spent. Right, another Keyforge mission done, which means immediately another Keyforge mission started. I'm hoarding keys like no tomorrow, because eventually we are going to be doing the Gate of the Gods. But not just yet. Okay, I think that's going to be all for this episode. What I'm going to do in between episodes is I'm going to take a good hard look at this nether stone that we found, Shiny Bauble of Rarity 245. I'm going to see, is there a way that we can make it work with our build? Black Fog, not a great trait. Spectral Crash and Defend, not. You know what? I'm leaning towards no. Nevertheless, in between episodes, I'll see if there's a way to make it work. But yeah, I think that is going to be all for this episode. Let's recap what we did. We had one mission and one mission only, which was to take down the Nether Boss Zenpang. We ended up fighting him in Damarel. We had to get a bit of extra help. Those clocks, which you can use to get favor with Alexandria, instead we used a couple of them to get some extra buffs for ourselves. I think that was the right decision, because it was a very tough situation we were going into, not just with the boss fight, we also had to fight the Master, and we were fighting it under a 4 extra traits for the enemy situation, which is never easy. It's never easy. In the end, we did it, and yep, that's all there is to say. We did it. Did we find anything, any rare loot? I mean, apart from that gem, that nether stone, no. We didn't do any divination candles either, because I'm never gonna summon divination candle enemies on a floor where enemies have 4 extra traits. That's just never gonna happen. Not even once. So sadly, we're still waiting on that card for the Uralos Knight. But you know what? We'll get that on a future floor. But yeah, that's all there is to say about this episode. It was just a straightforward one. We were successful. We did what we set out to do, and hopefully next episode will go smoothly as well. But yes, that is going to be all for this one. Hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching, and hope to see you for the next episode as well. And until then, take care.